Alhamdulillah, countless gratitude to Allah, the Lord of all the creation, that He has bestowed upon us this opportunity and ability to spend this time in His remembrance. Innumerable peace and blessings be upon our beloved Prophet, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because of whom Allah's mercy is upon us. My dear and respected audience, Allah says in Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wa idh akhadna mithaqakum wa rafa'na fawqakum at-tur khudhu ma ataynakum biquwwatin wasma'u qalu sami'na wa asayna wa ushribu fi qulubihim al-'ijla bikufrihim qul bi'sa ma ya'murukum bihi imanukum in kuntum mu'minin. And when we took a covenant from you and raised the Mount Sinai above your head, we commanded, hold on tight to what we have given to you and listen carefully. They said, we listened and we do not heed to it. Their hearts were drenched with the love of the calf because of their faithlessness. Tell them, worst is what your belief commands you, if you have any belief at all. Yet once again, Allah is exemplifying the behavior of the Israelites during the time of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam for guiding the mankind to the right path. I have narrated to you earlier their whole story, how they were freed from the tyranny of the Pharaoh, how they witnessed all the miracles of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, the 10 plagues, then the parting of the sea, and for the Pharaoh and his army, the same sea became a death place, and it drowned them all. So they were witness to all that. Then they saw water gushing out of that rock on which Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, he struck it with his mast. Yet, they wanted to create idols and worship them. The first demand after they got freed from everything, they made to Hazrat Musa alayhi salam was, "O Musa, made an idol for us of Allah so that we worship Him." Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, he was surprised, saddened, and enraged upon their demand. And when he confronted them and he lamented them and he cursed them, then they said, "Oh, then ask Allah to give us a book, a constitution, something in writing that we can hold on tight to and stick to it so that we do not go astray." Hazrat Musa alayhi salam prayed to Allah and Allah gave them Torah. I mentioned earlier, when he brought it back, it was a big, huge book. It was all sent to them at once. They asked for the whole book. So Allah gave them what they asked for. So you need to be very careful. Do not try to trick Allah. Ask what you really want. Do not. So they asked for the whole book. They did not ask for just the guidance or anything. So they got the whole book. Now, when they looked at the book, then they got scared and they said, "Oh, we cannot do that. We cannot follow it." So Allah ordered Jibreel alayhi salam to raise the mountain on top of their head and told them, "Okay, either you listen to it and you will do what you are told, or you're going to get crushed." So they said, "Oh, we believe. So we'll do whatever you want us to do," just like us. So the mount came back. But deep in their heart, they did not mean what they said. It was just a lip service when they said, oh, we will do. But that verbal proclamation was good enough. And there is a lesson for us in this part of this verse. Allah knew too very well that whatever they are saying, they do not mean it, as the second part, the next portion of this very ayah is telling us. But once they said it, oh, we believe in it, we will do it, Allah told Jibreel alayhi salam to bring the mount back. So in Sharia, it goes by the witness. It does not go by the intention of the heart. Taqwa and Sharia are two different things. We need to make that distinction. Many a time we pass a judgment about a person. Say, no, he did not mean that. She did not mean that. I know that. How do you know that? If somebody says it and that person has not been proven to be a liar, at least in that particular matter, for the first time you are supposed to believe in that person. So the lesson is to always make sure you listen, you accept the evidence as it is presented to you. Do not try to give it other meanings by trying to get into the person's heart. For example, just to elaborate a little bit, let me tell you a story. Hazrat Umar radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the guy who killed him, he came to him with the matter. He said, okay, my master is doing unjust to me. He asked them, he called upon the master, he listened to both of the people, and then he passed the verdict in favor of the master. And he saw the anger in that person's eye, the slave's eye. It was Feroz, I believe is the name of the person. So he said it to one of the Sahaba. I do not remember the name. It's not, maybe Hazrat Usman radhiyallahu anhu. And he said, I think this person is going to kill me over this thing. Usman, or whatever the Sahabi was, he said, then why do you not imprison him? And he said, how can I imprison him when he has not committed a crime yet? So this is Sharia. And just saying something with your tongue, it's a very powerful thing. A lady died last week, very famous. She was very famous of quoting, I have no religion. She was married to a Ahmadi. Her sister was Ahmadi. It's a very, religion was nothing something that she had anything to do or proclaim in her life. And may Allah protect us all from that end. I have seen people who were grave sinners, and yet there was Salatul Janazah offered for them, the way it is supposed to be offered. For that lady, even that thing was taken away from her. There was some ceremony held which was null and void from the get-go. Allah did not even allow her, because she said, I don't belong to any religion. Religion rejected her. You can see the murderers, any sinner, tons of sinners. You see big, humongous processions of their Salatul Janazah. Zawlhaq was in front of her. Record-breaking crowd and everything. At least from the superficial perspective, I have not seen anybody whose janazah had been null like this one. And it is a very powerful thing. It's a very stark reminder for all of us. So the Israelites, they were spared from the punishment in this world because of them saying, okay, we will listen to it. We agree to it. We will do it. Even though they had no intention deep in their heart of doing so. So they got spared in this world. However, their malintentions, their bad intentions, their hypocrisy, what it took away from them the ability to grow closer to Allah, to get any benefit for the hereafter. And as Allah says in a few verses before, فَبَاءُوا بِغَضَبٍ عَلَىٰ غَضَبٍ وَلِلْكَافِرِينَ عَذَابٌ مُهِينٌ. And they were sent upon wrath, and for the disbelievers there is a painful punishment awaiting them. Allah here is once again declaring that despite of repeated efforts and pleas of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam and all the prophets and messengers sent to the Israelites, they do not believe in the message of Allah the way it is supposed to be believed in. The reason for that is because of their repeated transgressions, their hearts have gone awry. They are so filled, their hearts are so filled with the desires that attract them, that pleases them, that no true faith can grab a hold inside their hearts. So their hearts are like drenched, that they are so soaked that it's oozing out of that love of the world and love of their own nafs. So there is really nothing for iman or true faith to grab hold on, to seep into. Worshipping the golden calf, it was so charming for them. It was so entertaining for them. Singing in front of it, prostrating in front of it, dancing in front of it. It was, nobody was telling them what to do and not to do. They created that calf with their own hands. They killed it with their own hands. They burnt it with their own hands. Yet they threw its ashes in the ocean. So they knew all too well it's not the God. How can it be the God? Right? You create the God, you kill the God, you burn the God, you throw the ashes of the God. How can it be the God? And you are still alive? But it was so entertaining for them. It was so comfortable for them. They wanted to keep on doing that. There was no restriction for them. There was no, the calf was not telling them, oh, don't do this. There were no 10 commandments, no nothing, which was easy on them. And so much their hearts were filled with the love of that calf that some of them, even when they threw the ashes in the ocean, they drank that water, thinking that it's sacred water. The ashes of our beloved calf are in there. And their bellies got bloated, their skin turned pale, their lips got black, like it was, they were cursed like that, but they were happy with it. So, this is how the love of this life, when the heart gets filled with the love of this life, this is how blind you become. You see the reality in front of your own eyes, yet it's impossible, almost impossible for you to listen to it, to heed to it, to even think about it. Why is it so? Because when we are slaves of our own desires, our own made-up ideas, our own temporary moralities, we do not want anybody, especially Allah, to tell us not to do something, even though if it is in our own benefit. We're just dumb and arrogant. Allah is mentioning all this to remind the Israelites that were present at the time of Rasulullah ﷺ and to us as well. That belief is not a mere declaration. Belief is something that lives inside you. Here's the thing. Either you believe in something or you don't. There is no gray area when it comes to belief. You can lie to yourself. You can lie to the whole world. But deep inside you know what it is true. If you believe in something, there is just no way that you can do the against. If you believe Allah sees everything, then you cannot be fearless about Allah when you are doing something that Allah has stopped you from doing. I believe it was probably Imam Baqir or Imam Jafar Sadiq, like one of the great leaders. He asked one of the, I think it was governor of Medina or somebody of high prestige, higher stature in the society of the time. He said, tell me, when you commit a sin, do you think Allah is not watching you? Or if you think Allah is watching you, then, and you are committing a sin in the private, like, at the dark of the night, do you believe that Allah is not watching you? Is that why you commit the sin? Or the reason for you committing a sin is that you do not care about Allah watching you because Allah is not important to you as much as an ordinary person. That you want to hide from the people so they don't see you doing that sin, but you don't care if Allah is watching you. And if you look at the depth of that question, it's like destruction either way. You are committing a sin, either you think Allah is not looking at you, or you think, who cares? What is He going to do? So this is belief. So if you believe Allah sees you, Allah knows everything, then you get trapped in the other way. And if you are saying Allah doesn't see me, then you got trapped the other way. So belief, either you do it or you don't. There is nothing in between. There is no gray area. The Israelites of Rasulullah's time, they knew all too well that Rasulullah, he is the last and promised messenger of Allah. They saw all his signs that were told to them by their leaders, by their scholars, in their books. They knew he is the one they had been waiting for generations. But when he came, what did they do? They started fabricating excuses. Try to bring up reasons for not submitting to Rasulullah, to not listening to the messenger and to the message. And deep down their heart, they always knew that what they are doing is wrong. Their belief that they were claiming it to be, this is what our belief is, was not their belief. And this is another very fine line that Allah is clarifying it. Allah is telling Rasulullah to tell them that your belief is dictating you to something really bad, if you have any belief. Because whatever they were saying, this is what we believe in, they did not believe in that thing. They knew if you are telling a lie, no matter how much you try to convince me or anybody else, oh no, this is the truth, this is the truth. Even if that person gets convinced, you know it is not true. Even if you can convince the other person that you are a believer, you know you are not a believer. So Allah is telling them that your belief is guiding you towards something really bad. If you have a belief, like Allah is negating them, like you do not have a belief. You're just saying it, you're fabricating it. If you listen to your own self, then you will know that you are doing it wrong. So not do it. The Israelites, they put it on their beliefs, they put it on their progeny, they put it on their, okay, we are the sons of the prophets, and we are supposed to be better women, blah, 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 all that. We, on the other hand, we have socioeconomic pressures and taboos to use for it. Oh, you know what? I cannot do this. I cannot praise Salat during the office hours because people feel bad about it. I cannot cover my head because if I do that on the job, I will not get the promotion I deserve. I have to shake hands with the women because if I don't, then they will feel being offended. These are social-economic taboos that we create, just like the Israelites before us. Thing is, who are you trying to deceive? Deep down in your heart, do you think you are doing the right thing? If you think Allah is the provider, Allah is the Rabb, Allah is the Razaq, who the hell is anybody else to guarantee you a job or joblessness? If Allah is the one who raises who He wants, lowers who He wants, then why do I care if somebody is getting offended by me politely telling them, I'm sorry, but I don't shake hands with the lady? Yeah, you will face the consequences, but so what? The one you are doing it for sees it, knows it, and He takes care of it. He does. Trust me, He does. If we do something fearing Allah, for the sake of Allah, you think He is so careless? He does not care about it? He does not value it? No, He is a shakur. He is a shakur. He acknowledges it, He repays it back. He values it. At the end of the day, it's still for your own benefit. Belief is something that grows in a pure heart. What do we mean by pure heart? Pure heart is when we see La ilaha illallah, then we mean La ilaha illallah. We all know the power of this one little phrase. We all know the Surah Al He has told us, alhamdulillah, tons of the benefits of this simple kalima, this simple phrase. But if you look at the meaning of it, La ilaha illallah, there is nobody worthy of worship. There is no God but Allah. And then think about what the word ilah means, what the word God means. Somebody who can do whatever wants. There is nothing impossible for them. Who is God? Like your thought ends about the possibilities. You cannot think of it, whatever He can do. And when you say that, there is nobody but Allah, who is Ilah, who is God, who can do whatever He pleases, who sees me, provides me, sustains me, who gave birth to me, brought me to the world, who will take me, upon whose order, without whose order, not a leaf on a tree can swivel or shake or wave. Allah, who knows the deepest secrets in the darkest corners of the earth, And I proclaim that nobody is Allah but that Allah. And that Allah I trust upon. That is my Allah. And I got scared from a person who will die tomorrow or the day after or maybe a minute after. Who will not ever remember the name of in 2 years. How many jobs have we switched so far? We don't even remember our supervisor's name, the same supervisors that we once were very eager to please so that we keep on progressing in our job. How many people, friends, that we once wanted to be around. We wanted to be in their good books, and now we don't even remember them, their face. We don't even know where they are for years and years. This is life. Everybody you are with today, there will be a time you will be without. Nothing is permanent. It's a grave mistake that we make, that for that little perceived benefit, we trade for an eternal curse for ourselves. We ignore Allah, who is with us even before we were born. When Allah created our soul, our spirit, He has been with us since then. He is with us in this life. He will be with us when we die. He will be with us. Like He is the only constant. The universe is going to get destroyed. It was not there before. It will not be. Things will be created again. Everything. So, the only constant is Allah. And we forget about that only constant. And we go after all these things that people tell us. So there is not much difference between us and the Israelites, unfortunately, when we do that. So this is belief. When you have the belief, then you have it. And how, let me give you an example of how caring Allah is, how generous Allah is, how merciful Allah is. Hazrat Yahya Kalbi, he was the leader of a big clan. Some say he was the leader of 70 clans. So, and he was very aggressive towards the Muslims, very, very aggressive. Fought the battles, could go to any length to harm the Muslims and their cause. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made dua to Allah, Allah, make Dahya one of the Muslims. So because of him, those 70 tribes and his tribe, they become Muslims. So Allah accepted his prayer. And Dahya, when his heart changed, he started from his place to come visit Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah sent the Jibreel alayhi salam to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, "Oh Muhammad, Dahya is coming to be a Muslim. Tell your companions to not say or do anything to harm him. Keep quiet when he has been your enemy. You have grudges against him, but he is coming. Be mindful. Don't do anything harmful to him. Don't say anything that hurts him." He just started. He has not officially become a Muslim yet. But his heart, that is the purity of heart. He started with that iman. I'm going there. We all know about the instance when the person started and he died and all the earth shrunk. But I think this is another beautiful example of the mercy of Allah. So Dahya, he came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he took the cue from his Lord and he took out his robe and he put it for him and said, "Dahya, come sit here." This was Rasulullah. And now see the love of Dahya. He picked up that robe, he put it on his head, he cased it, and he started crying. So, Ya Rasulullah, I cannot sit on this. So there is the reward, the generosity, and there is the humility. Both examples. Rasulullah said, asked him, why are you here? He said, Rasulullah, do whatever you want to do with me. Kill me, imprison me, or give me any punishment you want, because I deserve it. And what did Rasulullah say? He said, just say, Ashhadu la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. That he said those words, and then he started crying and weeping. And Rasulullah said, why are you crying now? He said, Ya Rasulullah, I have committed so many sins. I have killed 70 girls with my own hands. How am I going to get forgiven? Rasulullah hearing that, he kept quiet and he turned towards Allah in his heart. Allah sent the Jibreel alayhi salam, and Allah said, this man was astray for 60 years. He was a rebellion for 60 years. Just because he has said La ilaha illallah, I have forgiven the sins of those 60 years, and amongst those are those killings of the 70 girls as well. I have forgiven it all. And Rasulullah, when he heard that, he brought tears into his eyes, and he said, Ya Allah, how generous you are, how merciful you are, that by saying this kalima once, you have forgiven the sins of 60 years of this person and the killing of 70 innocent girls. How will your mercy treat my people, my ummah, who keep on saying these words day and night? And whatever Rasulullah got back from Allah, we are not told for that moment. But anybody with sane mind can understand the blessing. And look at the love of Rasulullah, that he was told about the forgiveness of one person, and he immediately put the question of all of us. How about all these? He has said it once. They are and will be doing it day in and day out. How about them? Oh Allah. Oh. So he wanted it for all of us. That is the love of Rasulullah. It's easy to understand that those who willfully went against the orders of Allah, the commands of Allah, their sins, their transgressions, it drowned them. They destroyed them eventually. And those who followed the guidance of Allah's Rasul, who established a pure connection and love of the messengers of Allah, they were the ones who became successful. It is this love, this pure, untainted love of Rasulullah, the Nisbat-e-Rasooli, that helps us realize the true meaning of being a servant of Allah. This love tells you that whatever Allah and Rasulullah are telling you or commanding you, they are doing it for your own good. They are not telling you because they want to make life harder for you. This is one common complaint that we make. Oh, Allah wants to make life harder for us. No, it's not. It's quite the opposite. Allah tells you because it is to make your life easier. He wants to make your life easier for you. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he wanted nothing for you but the best. Whatever was good for you. Harisun bil mu'minin. Harisun alaykum bil mu'minin ra'ufur rahim. He, whatever is good for you, he is haris about it. If he stops you from something, it's because he sees it. He knows the repercussions of doing it. And when you love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when you have that belief, again coming back to the point, when you believe that whatever Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us is nothing but truth and is for our own benefit, then only an idiot can go against something that he or she believes that this thing is actually in my benefit. And this person really cares about me. That's why he or she is trying to stop me. And you go against it, that you are beyond idiot. You just want to destroy yourself. You're just suicidal. And this is not a place to be in, not a situation to be in. The purpose, the only purpose that we come here every month or whenever we do, is so that we all strive for it, to have that untainted love of Rasulullah. That we love him so much. And during the Milad Sharif, I was told, and I did not prepare my speech for that. I never do for the Milad. I just say whatever I want. I do not. And I was told afterwards that people in the back, they were really tired. And I kept on going for a longer time. And I did not know up until I looked at the video that it took longer than usual. Two things in my own clarification. First is that in Urdu they say, "Jab bhi uski baat chali hai, sari raat chali." So when I did not have something, I really did not know how long have I gone for it. I hope this becomes a treasure for me on the day of judgment, that forgetfulness. And the second thing is, it's my inability to express. What took me so long is I could not find the words to somehow make everybody feel and see what I mean when I say that we all need to have pure and untainted love of Rasulullah. That maddening love towards him, that we forget everything when we think about him, when we talk about him, which is called Nisbat-e-Rasooli. So this is the sole purpose of us coming here, so that we all come here and we request to Allah, we call upon Allah through his name, through his verses, through his kalam, through his saying, and request him to give us that Nisbat-e-Rasooli, because it is that Nisbat-e-Rasooli that will make us successful in this world and in the hereafter. So with this intention, with this purpose, with this focus, let us all start. Say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.